Halo Outreach Podcast to keep you up to date with everything going on in Halo.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 48 of the Halo Outreach Podcast. I'm your boy Patman, alongside my wonderful co-host, the KevinKoolx Links. Say hi, Kevin.
Hi.
Good job. You done well.
I did it.
You remembered your lines.
Yes.
You remembered your lines.
Oh, I'm so proud of myself.
We have not that much to talk about this week, but it has been a little bit since we last talked to you guys. So we're kind of combining a couple weeks worth of topics in here. We still don't really have that long of a show, but knowing us, we'll probably go longer than we expect. So MCC August development update, that is topic number one that we're going to be talking about today, as well as the Monster Energy promo that's been kind of confusing. I've made a couple videos on it, so we're going to try to shed some light on that for you guys for Halo Infinite. Way to get some sick skins on your guns and emblems and stuff like that. And then we'll just do a playlist update and end the show. But first and foremost, happy National Video Games Day is today. So we're gonna celebrate by just gaming out after this podcast. But and then I'm not gonna sleep tonight because tomorrow starts the NFL season for my Buffalo Bills. So I usually get really bad anxiety every Saturday. I can't sleep the night before. I get so that's how much I care about football. So it's kind of ridiculous. But I look forward to staying up all night.
I mean, we all kind of do the same thing for like video games and stuff, right?
True.
I'm like legitimately going to be nervous when the night like Halo Infinite comes out. I'm like,
oh yeah,
look, it's just going to be good. I don't know.
Oh God, please be good. Yeah, exactly. So very exciting night tonight. But how you been, Kevin? How was your week?
The last week has been pretty good. Obviously, right now, stuck indoors, not able to go outside as we've been since March. But this time, it's because there are fires outside my house.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I'm over in Seattle, and then basically there's a lot of smoke coming from Oregon, especially which is just outside of Portland and also California. It's reached Seattle, and basically. It's pretty, dirty over here. There's ash in my car when I got it out and stuff like that. And so now I'm stuck inside. Even more of a reason to stay inside and play video games and wear a mask whenever you go outside. Mm-hmm. But other than that, then just playing games, streaming some Halo and stuff like that. I feel like there's something else I've been. Oh, wait. Call of Duty Cold War was revealed. The multiplayer stuff was pretty cool. From what I saw, it cool. Yeah, from what I saw, it looked pretty cool. It looked like I would say an improvement from Modern Warfare, which I thought was pretty good. The map design seemed to be better. My only issue is skill-based matchmaking, which kind of makes every game into a sweaty. It's a sweat fest, and Call of Duty was the most casual shooter possible.
Halo all the time. Doing sweat fest, so
yeah, because, I don't get why you're so Halo is a fundamentally balanced game for the most part. Yes, but there's no cheesy things like claymores placed around the game where people could just hide in a corner behind a desk like you can in Call of Duty, and then
you gotta hide in a corner with a shotgun in Halo.
Well, yeah, because you had to go out there and pick it up. You had to put yourself out there at least,
Wow. But.
I think what they did with the score streaks, where they don't reset, but you just have to get total score. I think it's Treyarch's way of getting around Activision skill-based matchmaking, because it's much harder to get streaks now in Call of Duty. And so before I was getting chopper gunners and AC-130s. I even had a few nukes back in my day, no problem. Now a little trickier.
Yeah, can't even get a fucking UAV.
Yeah, that's how sweaty the games are getting. But and so I think that's kind of Treyarch's development way of getting around it, because I've heard it's more of an Activision thing. But other than that, though, it's been pretty low key on my end of things. How about you, Pete? I know you got your bills coming around.
Besides that, nothing really that new this week. Just playing Apex lately and enjoying that. Trying to get this new graphics card. So hopefully those go on pre-order soon.
The 3070.
I'm gonna go with 3080.
Ooh, 3080,
You know, I ain't
stepping
going.
it up.
You know, I'm not going. You know, I'm not going low end. Come on now.
Well, how much better is the 3080 to the 3070? Because I know that the 3070 is what, like they said, like a 40% improvement from the 2080 Ti.
Yes, and the 3080 is 2 times more powerful than the 3080 is 2 times more powerful than the 2080. So probably another 30-40% bump, I would guess.
Well, wouldn't that just make it? Wait, you're right.
So
never mind. Yes, I'm bad at math. Because I was like, wait, 40%. So wouldn't it just make it 50%? Like, no. If it's twice as strong, it'd be 200%. Kevin, math.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that one, and I've seen some of the benchmarks, and it looks very promising compared to the card I have now, the 2080. Blows it out the water, especially in 4K. Like they were getting like 140 something frames in Doom in 4K. I was like, and Doom Eternal, yeah, which isn't the most demanding of games, but still 4K 100 something frames is like, whew,
yeah, 4K gaming, like you're like 60 frames is like the bench, right. And that's good. Like you have a good system, you can do 4K 60. But yeah, well, then I might have to bump up to a 3080 then. You know,
I mean, for the money, yeah, it's worth it, man.
It was like actually like $200, and then you get like,
yeah, it's the same price as the 2080 was last gen, and it's double the performance of the 2080. So, pretty impressive.
Pretty good.
Pretty impressive.
I mean, I'm really just waiting to get an RTX quality card before Halo Infinite's release, and then when that comes, when we finally have that date, that's when I know, okay, that's when I need to like hunker down and like save up some money and get this graphics card, because this is going to be something that I need to get for the next game, because it sounds like with the delay of Halo Infinite that RTX will be coming with the game at launch now rather than patched in later. And so I don't,
and these RTX cards are much more improved over the first generation RTX cards. Like they're saying like they were getting those kind of frame rates with RTX on, and like turning RTX on, I couldn't get more than like 30 frames at 4K in like Metro Exodus. So that is a huge jump.
That's crazy.
So, yeah,
really looking forward to that. So yeah, definitely we'll have to jump on that when the time comes around, appropriate time comes around. But for specifically Halo news, not vicarious Halo news, but like specific Halo news, we have a Master Chief development update that came out at the end of August that we haven't actually had a chance to discuss. So do you want to discuss?
Let's go into the end of month blog post of August for Master Chief Collection. A lot of stuff was covered in this blog post. The main things being like the new features coming to MCC. They went over the ODST flight recap, kind of said they were disappointed with the amount of people that were participating in that flight, even though they sent out a bunch of invites. I honestly think it was something wrong with the communication system, because I had to reach out to Postums and be like, yo, why can I access the flight, but I never received an invite on Waypoint? I didn't get, he's like, oh, that's weird. I've had a couple of people say that to me. So maybe that was the case. Maybe they haven't looked too far into it. I don't know. We also got Season 3 confirmation. It is only 50 tiers, which is kind of disappointing.
80 items,
so everything we saw. Yes,
80 items in the 50 tiers, yes.
But still, could have been 100, and now I have all my tokens ready to unlock everything in Season 3 as soon as it launches. But Season 4 will probably be right behind Season 3 if they get Halo 4 out in time. So Halo 4 is coming out right after ODST. We know that the seasons are going to be supposedly coming out once again with each release. So that is promising stuff, and they even teased some new stuff for Halo 3 and Halo Reach as far as customization goes for Season 4, including some long-lost items, they said, which a lot of people are speculating maybe GRD. I don't know what kind of long-lost items we could talk about when it comes to Halo 3. That would be interesting to see. The Guardian. Yeah. And as well as maybe taking some more inspiration from Halo CE, the season 1 or season 2, I should say, for Halo CE had like vehicle skins and skins for like the sniper shotgun. They said that they plan on taking more inspiration for that for future seasons for Halo 3. So I expect to see hopefully vehicle skins, at least camos for the sniper, the shotgun, plasma pistol, plasma rifle, things like that would be really cool because that was part of the CE season. And we also got confirmation about Halo 2 Anniversary having a per piece basis customization coming.
That's gonna be nice,
which is really nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Same thing for Elite's armor components, which is really cool. And we also had confirmation that we're getting some new Elite customization options for Halo Reach as well. So I don't know, maybe they're fixing armor effects to appear on Elites or adding more.
I think I remember from the blog post they mentioned about how like basically giving like Spartan level customization for Elites, which in Halo Reach, that's pretty freaking awesome. It might even get me to play as an Elite.
No, still
almost though. Almost though.
Yeah,
I'm not that desperate for attention.
Yeah. So me either. So we got that, which is really good news. Of course, they'll be covering more details on season 4 when they get closer to launch of that. But like I said, that's not until Halo 4 is coming out, and we actually did get an update on Halo 4. They have like a beta build ready, so that's promising. Obviously no talk about flight just yet. We just got done with the ODST flight. We're waiting on ODST full release. I'm sure a couple weeks after ODST full release, we'll start to hear about flights for Halo 4. They promised all this stuff by the end of 2020, so hopefully it stays on track. Obviously, that could change because who knows what the hell is going to go on with Corona, how it's affecting everybody.
Yeah.
We're also wanted to talk about the major features that are coming to MCC, including the server browser, which was huge, which got covered yesterday in a post, which was more detailed, and we can kind of show you. I'll show a little bit of what it looks like here. Me and Kevin did videos on this if you guys want to check out more in-depth explanation. But as far as this goes, it's pretty cool. Honestly, they're trying to keep it simple with this server browser. After you select multiplayer custom games, you'll have a quick match, browse, filter, and create menu. Doing the filter, you could filter by games, filter by maps, region, game type, max amount of players. So that's really cool. And then when you actually are looking at the custom games browser, you'll have a session name, a game type, a map name, players, and the ping. So you could tell if you're going to go up in there and lag your ass off. So it is nice and simple. They wanted to make sure they stayed simple with the custom server browser. So I completely understand why they did that. Obviously, this feature is huge for MCC. I really wish it would have came sooner. I really hope this comes day one for Infinite, especially with the delay. Like, pack as many features as you can day one. That would be huge for Infinite. We also got region selection update from 343 saying how the region selection would work and basically be able to see the ping, how much, not really number-wise, how much population, just like a medium, low, or high population count. We also got an update on Crossplay, which is probably the other biggest feature.
The big boy feature is going to be quite the game changer of an experience for MCC. You might actually be able to find competitive matches at some point with that.
Dude, I saw somebody post on Twitter the other day. They're like, yo, level 50, Halo 3 Team Hardcore feels so good. I'm like, wow, how'd you find fucking matches? Like,
I can't even find enough matches to get past 13.
Right. So I'm like a 10 in Slayer, and I couldn't find matches the other day.
Yeah, I'm 13 right now on hardcore Halo 3, and I've been trying to, I literally can't complete like the breaking a sweat challenge for season points. I literally just cannot find a game. Like in any playlist, I've searched them all. I've searched even I've solo queued into like doubles for CE and Halo 3. Still can't find a match. It's getting quite tricky. And so, but I think it's gonna be one of those things because like I think the threshold is like plus or minus 10 of your rank for matching. And so if you're basically too low of a rank for where like the majority of people are, then it's actually going to be like almost impossible to find you a match. It's kind of like the same thing happened to me with Halo 3 where I got to like level 9 or something like that. Just never found a match like in months. And then but then like I remember I matched up with like a person who was like a level 30 something. We're finding matches all night, like no problem. So I think all you need to do is just make sure you find yourself a sweaty friend who only plays that mode. Then you can just kind of get piggyback on there and hopefully get a level boosted up. That's like literally the only way to find a match if you're not like 25 or higher.
Yeah.
So that's what you pretty much have to do, which is a shame, but like might be what you have to do to kind of at least be able to get games. I want to play Halo 3 hardcore. I miss it. It's well played, man. That and Invasion, because I was top 30 in Invasion on PC. Just saying.
Anyways, let's talk about the crossplay and input based matchmaking, because they kind of broke that down for us. We got our first solid details on it. So basically, modes like infection, like you're really, like, I'm assuming like griff ball, stuff like that, you're not gonna need to be locked in to an input. They don't want to really further dilute that population and increase the search time for those. But your big playlists that are, like your Team Slayers, I'm sure ranked, is all going to be locked behind input-based matchmaking, which is really cool, because I think that's the way it should be. I like that they're taking that approach to the more casual stuff. Hey, we're not gonna lock it like that. Who really cares if somebody's using mouse and keyboard versus controller in infection? So that's pretty cool. And then on top of that, we have you won't be able to switch, obviously. Once you have your input based matchmaking, you won't be able to switch like you can now, or like in Apex Legends, you could switch on the fly between mouse and keyboard and controller. You'll be locked in there, so that's good too, because I know sometimes we like switching it up, so if we're in vehicles, I like to switch to mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, same.
Lately, we've been all doing fully mouse and keyboard, but back when we were using controller, like sniping, I would use the mouse, and in vehicles, I would use my mouse. So that's good that they're going to lock that up. It just creates a better experience, I think, for everybody. So besides that, the other cool thing I think they mentioned in the flight update, or about the flight, or in ODST, then Firefight, was that they thought about using, or they tried to get the elephant to work in ODST Firefight, which would have been freaking really cool. Yes.
They mentioned that there's only like one map you could possibly use that on.
Yeah.
But that would be pretty awesome.
They tried. It could come in the future, but it presented way too many problems. But just camping it out on the elephant, riding around, just shooting stuff sounds like a really fun time. So hopefully that gets fixed and put it later.
Put an elephant on Crater.
Oh my god! There you go.
I think an elephant's just about as big as that map.
Right. The other big thing that about this flight and about the potential update, or the future update coming with ODST, is obviously the Halo 3 hit registration. We talked about that for a while. It is something I never got a chance to really try in multiplayer, so I've been really dying for this update to come. And we thought that maybe ODST might release next week. It still could, but they have been pretty tight-lipped about it. I really expected to get some sort of update yesterday with the Friday development update, but they did not mention it at all. It was just about the custom games browser. So we might be further out from ODST than we think, but hopefully not. And of course, if you guys want to stay up to date on everything that's going on in the world of Halo, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channels or come by the podcast. So, anything else you want to add about the dev update?
Unless they're trying to do like another shadow drop like they did with CE on us when it comes to releasing that game. But I was expecting like September 15th for the release, but we haven't heard anything. And so at this point, usually I would like to see like at least a week, heads up, like, hey, get games coming out, get your game time on, get your game time ready. Because a lot of people like to set time aside and like maybe even take a day off of work even to kind of sink their teeth into a game when these release, I should say. And so I was expecting like a week-long kind of ramp up, and we haven't heard anything. I was expecting, like I said, initially suspecting September 15th for the release, but now I'm kind of thinking September 22nd. I did see that the anniversary that would be the 11th anniversary, right, of ODST would be like on September 21st, I think it was, or something like that. September 20 something. That's when like the anniversary of the original release date is. So I was like, or they could maybe wait for that, just because anniversaries are also great, except for Halo 3. No anniversary for Halo 3.
Yeah.
But so that's kind of what I'd expect to see. That obviously you and I will both be streaming. I loved playing ODST Firefight, especially in custom games. That was a lot of fun. I didn't realize I never really got a chance to play the firefight because it was all just in custom games back in the day, and everyone just wanted to play Halo 3 matchmaking. So it was kind of tough to find the right group of people. Plus, back then, 2009, 2010, you didn't have like the outlets like the LFGs like you have now on like websites and stuff like that to easily find people. I don't even think Reddit was even really a thing back then. Oh, it was, but like not nearly as prominent as it is now to find people. But
Right.
I want to get your opinion, like how they're doing the input-based matchmaking, doing it per playlist rather than giving the player the option to choose. So I know they mentioned about how they didn't want to give people that option because it would split the player bases up too much, because like you have people who have both, only and none kind of situation on it, right?
Yep.
And so that'd be kind of tough to find matches. So I'm kind of curious. So like I totally understand, like saying like with infection and stuff like in like firefight being like just join in, unlimited crossplay, whatever. But then they mentioned how there'll be input-based matchmaking for like Team Slayer in like all the hardcore game modes. But does this mean that like if you're solo queuing, let's say like as mouse and keyboard, and you're not finding a match, is there like a time threshold to where you would just like throw you in a mixed lobby, or do you have to be like already partied up within a mixed lobby to get mixed inputs?
I don't know. I don't know how they would end up doing that. I don't know if they're gonna allow people to just be like, I don't care which which input people are using, just let me play. I don't know if that will be an option as well. It sounds like it won't, because they said they kind of didn't want to split the pools into like 3 separate ones, like people who had mixed stuff in the lobby, people who had controller, people who had mouse and keyboard only. They didn't want to really split it into 3 different things like that. So it sounds like that's not an option, but I kind of hope it is. Like like you said, either after a certain amount of time, or just at least having the option to back out and be like, hey, all right, I'm going to toggle it to don't care what people are using and go ahead and search like that. So it'll be interesting to see how they implement it, but at the same time, it's never set in stone. So I wouldn't worry about it. If we give enough feedback, 343 will change it. So it's obviously the implementation right away is important, because that is going to really hike up those player numbers once again, and provide that spike that MCC really needs right now.
Oh yeah,
because it'd be nice to see a higher player count. But besides that, we'll just have to wait and see, and then, like I said, offer feedback if it's not going well, and I'm sure 343 will fix it. Hopefully they could fix it in a timely manner.
Hopefully. I mean, like that's my main thing too. It's like as long as you have the ability to say like, because I'm still not quite sure exactly how strict the input-based matchmaking is. So like if I go into a Team Slayer solo queuing and playing on mouse and keyboard, am I only going to be matching keyboard and mouse players, or
right?
Like is it after like maybe like a certain amount of time of like searching for a match, it will open up the options to cross-play within that game or something? I don't know. Like that's what I would like to see. It's like after a certain amount of time, just open it up anyways, so at least you're playing the game rather than just not able to play at all. But
Right.
that would be my input with that. If you're not gonna give players the option, at least make it so then you can, if you want to try to find matches. But again, it all kind of depends how. Like, I'm sure we'll know more about those kind of details the sooner we get to it. Right now, that's like I don't even think it's even functioning right now in the MCC. They just know that they want to have it in the MCC by the end of this year. Like even that custom game browser that we had shown to us, that's all just like mock-ups. That's not actually like the custom game browser. They actually don't even have it running right now in the game, but they're saying that
it's not working.
Yeah, they want to try to get these features running when they flight Halo 4, but it could also happen after Halo 4. It depends how tricky that's going to be. I also really hope with Halo 4's flighting, if they're going to be able to find a way to make the interpolation work, since we know that H2A was built off of Halo 4. So I'd assume they might have the same kind of frame rate issues as we see in Reach and H2A. So maybe
which they're working on.
Yeah, so maybe so hopefully maybe they can make unlimited frames work with Halo 4, which would probably vicariously make H2A work, and maybe even Halo Reach, but we'll see when it comes to that.
Right.
So that's what my kind of thoughts when it comes to like, at least like at MCC's dev update. That was like my main concerns. Like, so because they were pretty minimal, I say, on the details when it comes to it. They were kind of broad terminology when it comes to the whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so is there anything else you want to talk about the MCC update, or should we maybe move on to the next topic, you think?
No, I think we can move on to the next topic, which is the Monster Energy promotion, which I've covered extensively on my channel. A couple of videos now kind of explaining everything you need to know about the promotion, because it is kind of confusing.
Yes,
and kind of,
I would expect it to be a little bit more straightforward. Like, just buy the thing, type it in, send us a receipt, you got it. That's what I was expecting. It's a little more complicated than that.
Yeah, definitely more complicated. So basically, you have one way to earn the BR skin through the Snapchat code thing, which they're going to be doing one code a month. First month's code is 343. You head over to the website, the Snapchat part. You have to create a new account. I know a lot of people are confused about that because it looks like the same website. It's two different promotions technically, so you have to create another account to be able to access the Snapchat stuff. You put in the first month's code. It'll say, hey, congratulations, you got 1 out of 3 months. We got to do all 3 months of codes. Actually, I heard that people said when it first came out, they had all 3 codes available for them, and you could unlock the BR skin right away. By the time I got to it, I guess they patched that up and fixed that up. And then people really don't know how to get the AR skin or the sidekick skin. I was able to get the commando skin, and that requires you to buy a monster, and this could be any monster. It doesn't have to be the specially marked Halo Infinite ones, but you can take a look at the participating retailers. There's a big list on Monster's website. If you guys go there, or if you go to the video I did, I have a link to it there as well. And you make a purchase through that participating retailer, text the word monster to a specific number that I covered in my video, and then eventually, once you show them the receipt, they get back to you and say, hey, here's a code. You go to halowaypoint.com/redeem, and boom, commando skin. More hoops to jump through. Now, to get like the emblems and stuff, after going in and for example, after going in and doing a double XP redemption, it will say at the bottom of the screen, like, hey, do you want to take a survey and receive an in-game emblem? You're like, yeah, sure. You do that survey real quick, and then it tells you you'll receive your emblem, in-game emblem, which we knew there was 2 of them, so we don't know how to get the other one, or if you get both, or what. Everything's really confusing with this, and it's really hard to get answers. I've been trying to reach out and get answers, and no luck.
I feel like Monster probably just went like, oh, fuck, it's getting delayed. So they're just going to be like, just like, oh, just throw it out there and let them figure it out.
Well, they should have freaking delayed their promotion then if they weren't ready for it, but whatever.
Right.
They say at the end of February, you will get a code for your emblem. And besides that, of course, you get double XP as well from the redemptions. And the best way, if you guys want to save money, I did the math on this for double XP, is to do the 5-hour increments. You would think, each increment, there's a 30-minute, there's a 2-hour, there's a 5-hour, and a 12-hour. And if you do the math, the 5-hour is the most cost-efficient one to do. So, and you can only get a maximum of 60 hours. That's your max.
Doesn't it always seem like there's like always some kind of weird way to go about doing stuff like that, where there's like, going the most obvious route isn't the best option.
Actually,
you gotta do 5-hour increments. Well, now I feel bad for Mimplus, because I helped him out and picked up $100 worth of Monster Energy drinks, and then like apparently that's not the best option to do it. So
yeah. Well, as long as he does the increments right when redeeming his codes.
Oh, true. Yeah, you can't redeem it until like October.
Right. And once you send in your receipt, you get points back.
Mm-hmm.
And then you choose how to spend those points on the website. So he could choose to do the 5-hour one. So
okay, that's how it works. Yeah, because I haven't redeemed mine yet. I just kind of banked up a bunch of points, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll use them when a time comes, or when I feel like I qualified enough, accrued enough Monster Energy drinks to give myself diabetes, so I can get as much double XP as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think I saw something too about like saying like the emblems will be given out in February. That's correct.
Yeah, I said that already.
Oh, sorry. So I saw some people starting to speculate. Is that when Halo Infinite's coming out? It's in February. You know. I mean, I honestly think that Infinite's not coming out till fall of 2021. That's my opinion, at least.
Maybe, yeah, maybe, but I don't think. No, I wouldn't put too much weight into the redemption of the thing, because the promotion ends in like February or end of January or something. So that's probably why you're getting the emblems then.
Probably, yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
I
just wish it was like just a little bit more straightforward. Just like show us a receipt, go to our website, click on the things that you want, and have some fun. Get cracked. You know.
Yep.
Instead of just getting cracked and confused.
Dazed and confused. Yeah, it's kind of, it is the most like just mind-boggling experience. And then when you start thinking about other countries and how they're doing the promotions over there, it's totally different too. So it's extremely confusing. Wish they would have thought it through better, but you live and you learn.
Yeah.
It's all for skin. Like double XP is what I care about. Some people are like, all I care about is the skins. I don't even care about the double XP. I care about the double XP more. The skins, I will end up using them for like an hour and then replacing them with something that looks cooler in game, probably, that I'm going to unlock. So
I will say the monster skins do look cool.
They look good.
Yeah,
they look good.
Although I was
Hopefully
worried
those aren't the best looking ones, but
I was worried that there was gonna be like some like fat, just like M on the side of it, being like monster. You're like, dude, like, no, I'm not trying to promote your brand. I just like it how it looks, though, you know.
Right.
Like it reminds me of I went to a like this was back in like 2005 or 2006, something like that, where it was an Ozfest that was a free Ozfest that was sponsored by like Monster Energy Drink. It was like the big sponsor. And, like everywhere you turn, which was like Monster banners everywhere. And even like one of the guitar from the guitarist and singer from Static X, this is how old it was, but I was just really dating myself on this one here. Wayne Static, he was the guitar player and singer. He was playing like a black flying V with a fat just like monster logo on the guitar itself. And I was just like, God, I'm just like being advertised everywhere. Like literally everywhere I look, it's just monster.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, it's free. It's a free concert with some really good bands, so I'm all for it because then I got a chance to see more Ozzy Osbourne, which is great. But then, like,
it must be nice to have free Monster. I mean, I guess that's why they do it. Like, I've been to a bunch of Monster sponsored concerts, but never free ones. So, like, yeah, they would have like their Monster tents and stuff, and they would give out free Monster cans. But besides that, I was just like, all right, cool.
Yeah, but it was a good show. It was a good show, though. I mean, a lot of good bands showed on that one, so it was a good one. Worth the not pain of it. But yeah, that just reminded me of that. Like that's what I was worried about. But luckily, the skins are just like black and green, and they look pretty cool. So
yeah, they have like a metallic look to them almost. I like it, which makes me hope for like with them looking like that, like the paint on it looking like that. I mean, I know some people don't want it because they want the realistic experience for a sci-fi shooter. I would love to see like animated camos come into Halo, like Gears or Call of Duty does. So, I mean, hopefully they like some hard to earn ones, like mastering weapons. Hey, you get a camo that moves.
What was that one camo that I think it was in Black Ops 4, I think it was, that like it would like light up and, it would like light up and change colors like in the longer streak you get, where like if you get like a nuke, your gun is like your gun's just like illuminating your entire screen.
Yeah, Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 had dark matter as like after getting every gold gun in the game, like everything maxed out, diamond, gold, everything, you would get dark matter. But in Black Ops 4 they took it to another level where the gun would actually have like spikes come out of it and then change colors for however many kills you had in the match. They went kind of crazy with it, but at the same time it was kind of cool. I kind of appreciate little things like that.
Breaking my immersion for multiplayer simulations within the lore.
That's what somebody said to me in a comment earlier. They're like, I just want him to stay true to the lore. I'm like, it's multiplayer. Well, I didn't know people cared about lore and multiplayer. I just care about lore as far as campaign. Just give me consistent lore so I'm not all over the place and confused, you know. But multiplayer, I just throw all that out the window. Just make a fun freaking multiplayer and give me a bunch of options.
Yeah, with multiplayer, you're allowed to have some fun and some creative leeway, like kind of like what we did with Halo 5 with like the cat skins, the pizza skins on your weapons, stuff like that. Like I never used them because I just kind of like the more I don't want to say realistic, but more like properly thematic versions of weapon skins, I guess is the terminology I'm trying to look for on this one. But you know, if people like it and people are gonna play it, it might help promote more people to spend more money on microtransactions to support Halo to create more content. So could be that too. Like the whole customization thing, like there's so much more that needs to be known when it comes to that whole thing. But yeah, we'll know when we get to it, I guess. You know, I'm sure once they determine when they actually want to release this damn game, we'll know for sure.
Right.
But yeah, right now I'm just cracked down Monster Energy drinks and feeling my health deteriorate. But goddamn, that double XP is gonna be so sweet.
Yeah, I'm maxed out already. Got all 60 of my hours. I'm ready to go. Let's move on to the playlist update real quick because we can wrap this up.
Okay.
So Halo 5, we have right now. Core Play is rotating in for Triple Team. And Warzone Assault was live for the weekend, for this weekend. Next thing coming up on September 17th, Forerunner Slayer coming in for Core Play, and then we'll update you guys next podcast with what's coming after that. As far as MCC goes, we got Griffball rotating in for Duels. Duels is leaving and Griffball is in, and that is your playlist update.
Probably once we see ODST release, you'll probably see Recon Slayer. And maybe also Recon SWAT pop up as well once those release, which would be like, you know, be able to start with like the ODST weapons in Halo 3 for multiplayer for like the temporary gameplay or whatever. So that would be pretty fun to play around with, at least. I got like a limited amount of time to play around that because like it was kind of tough to find matches during the flight. But we'll definitely make videos on it for sure. For sure.
For sure.
For sure.
For sure.
But yeah.
And that brings us to the show end, guys. So. Yeah, Kevin, where can people find you on the internet if they're looking to find KevinKoolx content?
Well, you can find it at KevinKoolx, youtube.com/user/KevinKoolx. At KevinKoolx Halo on Twitter, KevinKoolx on Instagram, KevinKoolx on Twitch, and KevinKoolx Booty on OnlyFans. No.
You and Chris Evans on there together?
Oh, he has OnlyFans. I have OnlyFans. That's different.
Oh,
it's the Halo version. No, it's just Halo 4 Cortana. Just copy and paste it everywhere.
Oh, dude, fanboys will love that. They'll eat that up.
How about you, Pat? Where people can find your content on the internet?
So there's been a change. To let everybody know, Kevin better get my freaking links right this week, or else I'm coming after him. So this is your warning, Kevin.
I'm going to forget after this
podcast. My YouTube
is
now youtube.com/thepatmangaming, matching everything across the board. So type in the Patman Gaming, twitch.tv/thepatmangaming, youtube.com/thepatmangaming, twitter.com/ you guessed it, the Patman Gaming, Instagram.com/thepatmangaming. All right, and that is it.
Look at you just being all professional with your links now.
Yeah, you just got it. I had to get it matched. I was really holding out on YouTube to see if it would really affect me, but I think I'll be fine throwing the in there. I don't think anybody knows my name yet anyway, so no big deal.
I don't think anyone really searches by like channel name really, unless you're like a channel that's like a notable one, like unless you're like Green Skull, Ubernick, or like Taquin, or like those kind of people within the Halo community. Then people would be searching your names specifically. You and I kind of do like informational kind of videos, so like I don't think anyone would search like KevinKoolx Halo. Like no, like I look up custom game browser, and that's how you come across my content.
That's right.
Because no one really wants to know who I am. They use me.
Sure as hell don't.
They use me for my videos, and then they don't subscribe.
Yeah. That's me. I'm not subscribed. I just check weekly on Kevin's videos.
Isn't like generally it's like 70% for most people of viewers are unsubscribed. God.
Yeah, it's like 80% for me. or more.
It's toxic, man. Come on, guys. Throw us a bone. Throw us a bone, man.
Throw us a friggin' bone.
That sounds so desperate. Just like me, please. Just the other way.
No, I'm not asking that. I don't want anybody to like me. Don't get it confused. I do not like people liking me, so that's all. Let Kevin be the
Pat
like
is the
one.
Marshawn Lynch of YouTube. He's like, I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Exactly. I'm just talking here so I won't get fined. I just make an appearance on this podcast due to my contract. That is it.
And he's gonna be like Bungie. As soon as you reach that contract, it's clean the hands. I'm out.
Gone. Goodbye. All right, let's end this freaking podcast.
Looks like you didn't read the fine print, though, Pat. You didn't read that fine print.
End. Don't listen to Kevin. We're done. We're gone. Thank you for listening and or watching. We'll catch you guys on episode 49. We are out.